Rockstar Games' animator Mike York has recently opened up about Grand Theft Auto 6 and also shared some behind-the-scenes information on Grand Theft Auto 5 and what it was like working there and seeing the game actually release, and also what it was like at the time of the GTA Online coming out. But of course, he also talks about Grand Theft Auto 6 and gives some glimpses about how this game is being made and how some of the new technology actually works behind the scenes. Mike was being interviewed by TGG and his chat. That's one of the biggest YouTube creators when it comes to GTA 5 content. And it's an overall great time. I just grabbed the clips that I thought was most interesting so you don't have to watch the whole 2-hour thing. So let's start with Mike York explaining how the most important feature of Grand Theft Auto 6 works. Here you go.
Jiggle physics, jiggle physics.
Oh, jiggle physics. Oh, how could I not? How could I not think about that?
Mechanics, jiggle physics,
nice.
Jiggle physics. That's my entire chat right now. How does that work? Do you know how?
Yeah,
that
I know.
Works?
Yeah.
Is that not in your wheelhouse?
No, I know how that works. Yeah. It's done several different ways. When you see a butt jiggle or boobies jiggle, stuff like that, that's usually done by physics in the engine. You know, in Ragdoll, at least back in the day, so I used to work on this game called Bullet Run on PC, and then I found out how Ragdoll worked, the inner workings on it. And basically what you do is there's a capsule, there's think of it like a piece of clay, like a big chunk of clay that represents the arm, the top part of the arm. And then there's another chunk of clay that represents the forearm or whatever. Basically, you can tell each object how much it weighs, how much velocity it has, and if it's gonna get affected by by different things. And you can tell it a push value, which means as soon as it gets triggered in game, it gets pushed by by invisible air, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And there's different ways you can do it, but Ragdoll use different things like this. Lucia, when she walks by and you see her butt jiggle like that, most likely, okay, let's first make sure that you guys understand. I don't work there no more. I don't know how it's actually done, but most likely they put bones. They put bones inside the character's butt, and they put a bunch of them, as usually they put as minimal as possible, but they want to put enough bones in there that will kind of affect the jiggle of the butt, right? And then you tell the bone, each bone that's in there, how much it's going to affect the actual skin that's around that bone, right? And then you kind of tell it it's just one of those things to where if you grab the character and you yank her around, you'll see how much it jiggles, and you can play around with those settings and how much those bones are getting affected and how much they get swayed back and forth by how much the character moves back and forth, her hips. If you were to grab her hips, let's say she had a dress on instead of just her butt cheeks, right? That's how they do a dress sorta as well. If you look in RDR2 or different ones, they put kind of bones in there and it kind of moves around with it, but it's not cloth simulated. It doesn't look really, really good, right? And that's because it's not cloth, it's not simulated. But in GTA 6, it looks like they're doing both. So if you see her walk by in the dress, she has that gold shimmering dress is actually being calculated by a cloth simulation that they use, and they either bake that animation down so that the computer doesn't have to process the dress flowing every time she walks and moves her butt, right? It's pre-calculated, or they have bones in there that are sitting there and flopping around as she's moving around, and it's getting calculated in real time. So it could be done multiple different ways, I guess, but that's generally how it's done if you want to make something jiggle or you want to make something look like that in a game.
So you're telling me, just want to make sure I've got this right, there was at least one individual developer who has specifically modeled Lucia's butt with a specific amount of bones, and they would have altered this to get just the right amount of jiggle.
Yeah, they probably sat there and grabbed and yeah,
someone
yanked her and hips around, or
fine-tuned the precise amount of jiggle.
Probably, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Dream job, chat saying. Dream job.
It's it could be. It's a Jiggle engineer or something on the title of the thing. That'd be amazing.
I love that he explains it so seriously, and it is something that you have multiple guys just working at Rockstar doing this every single day, making sure that the weight is good. And this makes me think you also have thicker characters like in trailer 1, and are their booties like weightier, and do they jiggle like different, or how does that work? I guess every NPC has their own like values in terms of how weighty the jiggles are. But anyway, the next thing Mike is talking about is one of the features that he wants to improve in Grand Theft Auto 6.
When you press R1 or whatever and you post up against something like this, if you're running and you're trying to like post up against something, that's what I want them to fix. Like in GTA 6, I want that to feel better. I want that to feel cleaner. I want that whole system to feel really good, like combat. Right now, it just feels really like weird and clunky. And
well, it was a lot better in Red Dead 2.
Yes, Red Dead 2 is a lot better, and I hope it's even better than that. It's clunky there too.
From what we saw in the leaks, it looks like there's going to be a bit more of a dynamic cover system.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't
hard to tell
too much about that. But,
hard to tell.
Now, what TGG is explaining to Mike York about the dynamic cover system is just like in The Last of Us Part 2, where there's no button to click in order to take cover. You just kind of walk up to an object that you can use as cover, and the character will automatically take cover behind it. And this is very intuitive. I loved that feature in The Last of Us Part 2 because you don't really have to worry about anything. You just go and walk up to like a wall or something, and then you take cover. Because if you stop taking cover in like GTA or any other game, there's a chance your character just jumps in the wrong direction and you get killed anyway. So I would love a dynamic cover system, which seems to be in Grand Theft Auto 6. If you want me to make a video about all the gameplay, let me know in the comments. The next clip is what happened at Rockstar Games the very first day that Grand Theft Auto 5 launched, and this is one of my favorite parts of the interview.
To me, one of the craziest stories was when GTA 5 dropped. So like when GTA 5 dropped, we didn't know like how big it was going to actually be, right? We know the game's going to be big, we know it's going to sell copies, but we didn't really know until the game actually dropped. So I'll never forget when the game actually released, we were all kind of like waiting with anticipation of like people dropping their, like people like you that were going to make videos about the game and start streaming it and start doing stuff. We were excited to like watch the videos and see like how many copies it sold too and all this different stuff. And to me, like the most memorable moment at Rockstar was when we first released, and within 24 hours, we had sold like $800 million. We had made $800 million within 20 days. Yeah, and I would just remember like talking to the people around me. Do you guys realize how much money that is? And oh my god, and like holy and we were breaking records. Like it was like the most grossing entertainment product of all time. It was just like this crazy high, you know. It was like working on a movie or something, and all of a sudden it's the biggest thing in the box office. It was that feeling, and that I'll never forget that. That just felt really cool. I've never had that feeling again.
After putting blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah. Like, even though you know it's a big franchise, like, it's a given that it'll sell a bunch of copies, it still felt really cool. It still felt cool, yeah.
Well, I think GTA 5 still holds the world record.
It does.
I think.
It does. I think so. Mm-hmm. And it's going to break it again. It's going to break its own record again, for sure. It's going to smash it.
Man, what's your prediction? 24 hours. What do you think? I think it's going to be like 2 to 3 mil, maybe more.
3 billion, you mean? Yeah, that's my prediction. Like 3 bill. Yeah. Which is crazy to even say. But yeah, it'll probably be like $3 billion. Yeah. It took a while it took a little bit before GTA 5 made like 4 billion, because I remember when it reached that milestone, I was like, oh damn, it was like in an article or something.
But what's that now? I think it's at like 8 billion now or something like that.
They're still selling copies. I think it's sold over 100 million copies now or something. That's so wild to think about.
No, it's more than that.
Wow.
It's more than that.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's 200 and something.
No. No way.
I think it's 220.
No way.
Copies.
Last time I checked, it was like 100 and something.
Red Dead 2 is at 70 or 80.
Wow. Wow.
GTA 5 because of how many places they've released it on.
Damn, I wish I got a
Isn't
bonus
that's
check
gonna
from
be
Red
crazy
Dead.
for you? Something you did so long ago, like anything in this game you worked on, what, like over a decade?
It's so long ago, yeah.
You're experiencing that for the first time.
Oh, that's so
today.
cool. Yeah, speaking of that, when we first released GTA 5, you know how they actually have commercials on TV every now and then for like the game? So when we first released the game, they had a cutscene. One of my cutscenes like showed up on one of the commercials, like with this animation I had worked on. I think it was Trevor when he's like flushing the thing in the toilet or something. I forget what it was. But anyway, I was at a bar with the friends and they showed like this clip of GTA on the TV and I was like, oh my god! And I was like, because everyone was like talking and I almost like shut everyone. I was like, guys! I was like, look at the TV. I was like, that's my animation right there. I was like really excited because it was my first time ever seeing my animation like on a national broadcast, like on a TV, on like and millions of people see that, and I just thought this is really cool. That's when it dawned on me like how big Grand Theft Auto really is and the reach it has, and wow, it's such a massive franchise.
What did your friends say?
They just oh cool dude, yeah, and then they just went back to drinking it. When we first launched online, I walked upstairs in the studio and I was like, hey dude, can you hook me up with like $1 million or whatever? Can you just give me money so I can, you know, and the guy goes, no dude, I'm so sorry, we cannot do that. He goes, we can't give you anything. I was like, what do you mean? Like I work here and like what the, he goes, no, he goes, if we do that though, like it's unfair to the other players, like you're in this match, and I'm like, oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like being able to be entered into your own sweepstakes, you know. It's one of those things. I don't know, but I kind of understood what he meant by it. I was like, okay,
but like
they had the authority though to just like give me millions of dollars, right? They could technically go to my account and just like punch in millions or something. But basically, because you work there, it's a conflict of interest. That's what it's called. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I know.
$1 million.
Absolutely wild that you couldn't get $1 million in GTA money, even if you work there, man. You gotta go grind, play Rooftop Rumble. If you know, back in the day, man. The next clip is about money and earning money at Rockstar Games as a developer there, as in his case, an animator there. And I just thought this was very interesting because it goes a little bit behind the curtain, behind the scenes of what is happening when you're actually a developer at Rockstar Games.
What is the biggest myth people believe about working at Rockstar?
What is the biggest myth? Oh, that you make lots of money.
Biggest myth.
Let me just squash that myth right now.
Brutal.
Sorry. Because here's the thing, dude. Like, they could. Dude. We talked about this a lot when I used to work there. Like, me and the employees, we used to talk about this a lot. And I used to smoke cigarettes outside with this dude, and he goes, I said, bro, I said, dude, they could just give us $1 million bonus right now. I was like, this game just made so much money. We were talking about GTA 5 when it first came out. I was like, dude, this game just made $800 million in 24 hours. They could give us like $1 million, just $1 million. Like, come on, just $1 million to each employee, and
they wouldn't give you $1 million in GTA.
Yeah.
You think they're going to give you $1 million in real life? I mean, come on.
Right, exactly. So anyway, my buddy that was working there, he goes, bro, if they gave me $1 million, I'd quit tomorrow.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He goes. So I think that's why they don't give us a bunch of money, because we wouldn't want to work there no more. Why would we work there? We wouldn't need the money anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so true. Yeah, it's so true. So that's probably why they pay everybody just like normal wages, basically. You know what I mean? Normal game development salaries.
And you worked at the New England studio, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Is that
not
mostly like animation there, or
no?
It's done at that studio.
Think of it as just a small Rockstar studio.
Yeah, okay.
They have like multiple departments, but it's just small. That was a funny animation.
They pay the employees just enough to make them stay and be happy. Does that sound?
Look at this there.
He's laughing at that chat. I don't know.
Oh, dude, your chatter's onto something. Yeah, that sounds pretty valid, actually. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Just enough to keep me. That's funny. Dude.
Just enough. Yeah.
Now the next part is about crunch culture, because Mike York has been at Rockstar Games for both GTA 5's crunch culture period and also Red Dead Redemption 2's crunch culture period. And as you probably know from the reputation of Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption 2 was criticized a lot by its crunch culture. And Mike York talks a little bit about his experience, how much he had to crunch for those games, and what he thinks of it.
When I first started, we weren't really crunching. Everything was kind of normal. And then we got close to finishing GTA 5, which was, I don't even know if I don't think I should say how long I crunched. I think I've said it actually other places, but I crunched a long time on GTA 5 for a long time.
Yeah.
Not just a month or something, a long time. And after that, Rockstar was like, nah, we don't want to do that again. That was kind of it was a lot on everybody. And so they decided on Red Dead 2, once we started working on Red Dead 2, none of us, but most of us didn't have to do overtime anymore. I don't know. Yeah, towards the end of Red Dead 2, I guarantee lots of people probably worked overtime just because. You'd be surprised. I want to, if you don't. There's been
stories.
Well, if you don't know this though, there's a lot of people that work in the game industry who don't mind working overtime. They don't give a fuck. They have no lives. They have no kids. They have no wives, no husbands, they have nothing. So they don't mind. They will work crazy hours because they love GTA, because they love the franchise. So you never know. There are some people that are just like die hard, and they will go until they're bleeding. They don't care. But lots of people realize that, like, if you do that for a while, because I used to be that guy, okay, I have drained myself for companies, and then I realized that, like, that wasn't a good idea. It, like, turned into depression for me and all kinds of different shit, and I was like, oh, why'd I do that? I should have spent more time with my family. And because the companies don't, a lot of these big companies, they don't really care about you putting in those extra hours. They just need you there, right?
Yeah.
But you want to be that guy. You want to be that guy that's like, I was there putting in those extra hours, and when you needed me most, I was the guy. But when it's all said and done,
typically they don't really reward that sort of stuff, do they?
Well, because everybody's doing it. If you think about it, almost everybody's doing that, so you don't stand out anymore at that point.
So yeah, when it comes to crunch, it is pretty much inevitable with video games, especially with games that are so big like Grand Theft Auto 6. But like Mike said, there is a lot of developers out there that just are single and just love doing that stuff, and also just love showing off that they did it, and they want to be able to say that they were there for so many hours when it came to the time to do that and put in the work. And that makes them happy, satisfied with the things that they accomplished. But of course, for a company, it's just convenient that they are there working longer than they're supposed to. Now, this final clip is all about Grand Theft Auto 6 and what Mike York thinks of the super high quality trailers and screenshots when they came out. And this is one of the most interesting clips that I've seen somebody talk about when it comes to the graphics and the game as a whole, so go and check it out.
I'd assume you've watched both the GTA 6 trailers.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Anything in there that really impresses you?
Yeah.
Anything that stuck out?
Yeah, the lighting. Holy moly, yeah. I think that's the stuff I'm most impressed with is like, good God, the lighting. Like, when they showed the screenshots on their website.
Yeah, there were 70 screenshots.
Holy,
crazy.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, by the way, too, that they dropped like this mega upload. It was like, oh, here's all our photos. Like, what?
Yeah.
It felt like we got more than we were supposed to get right there at that time, at that moment.
I think they were kind of apologizing for the delay.
That's what a lot of people said. That's funny. That could be true. That could be true. But they could have gave 30 screenshots and that would have been sufficed.
Well, yeah.
Even then. But the one with the old guy that talks to Jason in the beginning, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That screenshot was whoa. When he's like got his arm out the window and like, holy moly.
Yes.
That just felt real. Like, that is incredible.
And you can see the reflection in his sunglasses as well. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you've ever felt this way in the job you do or other people that are watching this, but as a game developer, I look at that shot and I'm like, how do they do that? Literally, I'm like, oh fuck, dude, how are they making this game look so good right now? Like, the lighting looks so good that I'm like, I'm
I
more.
have no clue how it's gonna run it. Like
That's what I mean.
30.
That's what I mean. Like, it's probably not. It's probably not. That's a hot take that everyone fucking put on a. I was like on IGN article and stuff. Former Rockstar devs said the game is going to be locked at 30 FPS. And I was like, well, I didn't say it was.
Right.
And those were the most interesting clips of the interview or just chill session between TGG and Mike York, both live streaming. I'll link those live streams in the description below if you want to watch the whole thing. And let me know what you guys think of the conversations that they had. I really enjoyed listening to them, and I want to thank both of them for coming together and making this great content and having some fun with the Cayo Perico heist. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to my members on screen right here, and I see you guys next time. Bye bye.